This is a 421 production.
It was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
Point that finger at me. Say I'm the bad guy.
Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Moaning Mo
It
was
was
good.
at this moment he
Joshua
knew
Hutchins was
he
good.
fucked up.
I appreciate that, Moaning Mo. What's good? What's good? I ain't got to do a mic check again. Moaning Mo told me that I'm good, so I know I'm good. How y'all doing on this, the end of this hump day? 9 o'clock on the East Coast. Man, it's looking like it's a full moon out, man. It's a beautiful night. Hope everybody had a beautiful day. Gonna come on here and got a couple of hours to spare. So let's try to maybe get some conversation going, get a little talk about the latest news. Of course, that's all that's on your timeline right now. Oh, Diddy, man, Diddy. It ain't got your boy Diddy, man. Now, actually, I had a presentation that I was gonna put together, but I don't know why. When I'm not at home, I can't never rent a room that got the type of internet that I need. I hook up my PC and then that shit's all slow and draggy and all that. But I might try anyway. But if it's acting stupid, I ain't gonna worry about it. I can talk enough about what's going on to get us through the night if I got to. But I did want to do a reaction to a video that I ran across on accident last night. It popped up on my timeline, and so I checked it out. It was Mark Cuban, and Mark Cuban was having a conversation with a guy. I can't remember the guy's name. I can't even remember the podcast name. But I did sub up because it was interesting, especially the questions that he was asking and things like that. And I seen the homie Knowledge come in here. He was already goddamn what Knowledge said when he came in here. He came on the other live. Yeah, sorry about that other live, y'all. I started it and then it kicked me out. So that's something to do when I try to use my PC for some reason. I'm on the road. I'm thinking that I can use all my I can use my PC and thinking that everything runs smooth, but that's not working out for me. But anyway, I can't remember the comment that Knowledge put in here. Knowledge like Mark Cuban exposed Trump, and he the same one that couldn't keep the Mavericks. So let me get this straight. Mark Cuban, a real billionaire, that if he wanted to keep the Mavericks, he would have kept the Mavericks. I mean, it ain't nothing wrong with selling the team, cashing out while you on top. You got your championship. Owning them for years. Because it's not like he went broke or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that he switched what he's putting his money into. And it was actually interesting because he was telling what he was putting his money into, you know. So hopefully I'll get to that to reviewing that where it's not lagging and all that stuff like that. We can kind of go over that because I thought it was some interesting points that he made in there. But we're gonna start with Diddy though, man. That damn Diddy boy. Man, did y'all see what they say? Goddamn, what they say? Let me see if I can play this shit, man. Let's see if it's gonna play. Let's try it out. Cause I don't even feel comfortable with telling y'all that when they goddamn busted Diddy, they caught Diddy with 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Hey, well, hold up. That gotta be the most embarrassing shit. That's the wrong one. That gotta be the most embarrassing shit to get busted and have 1,000 bottles of baby oil in your possession. Why that man ain't get rid of that baby oil? Like, you know what you've been accused of. You know what you've been accused of. Like, you know the Fed's coming. That nigga probably thought, let me get rid of all this evidence, and that nigga forgot about the baby oil. Hey, that nigga was getting rid of videotapes. He was getting rid of, he making sure the witnesses don't talk. He doing everything. And he never thought, you know what? 1,000 bottles of baby oil might not look good. He said if I say it too many times, baby oil vision gonna pop out like candy, man. Man, I don't know what it is these days with this baby oil shit, but these niggas is going crazy. These niggas are going crazy with this baby oil. Boy, that nigga had 1,000. Y'all got to think of how many bottles. 1,000 bottles. Like, it might take me a year to get through one bottle. This nigga is probably making people get in like baby oil baths or some shit. That nigga, they had to be taking baby oil baths. This nigga had some shit planned. So they round this nigga up at the right motherfucking time. I ain't lying. Cause if they wouldn't have got that nigga when he got him, somebody was subject to get baby oiled up. Yeah, somebody was about to get lubed up. If they wouldn't have caught that nigga when they caught him. Yeah, him and goddamn Bishop, boy, with these baby oil fetishes. What's good, hey yo, Tristan? So he should have just had a baby oil dunk tank to dump your ass in baby oil, let you come out. You already lubed up from head to toe. Yeah. That nigga must tell nigga as soon as they come in, he must tell them that shit that Bishop told nigga. I'm a squeeze, nigga. I'm a baby oil you from head to toe, and I'm a squeeze it. Oh man, I wish I was in front of my computer right now. I gotta make me a drop out of that shit. Now that we got baby oil Diddy, shit, I might as well make a drop, put Diddy, make a video with Diddy and shit, and put Bishop voice behind it. Tell him how he gonna squeeze nigga with baby oil, how you gonna oil him from head to toe. Jeez Louise, 1,000 bottles, y'all. Like, I couldn't even wrap my head when they said that shit. Because pretty much most of the indictment was pretty much everything that was in Cassie's lawsuit. This nigga settled a $30 million lawsuit just to have the same things that's in that lawsuit come out and be what's about to get you a federal RICO charge. And see, this the feds. This ain't like that bullshit ass RICO they got going on in the Young Thug trial. This the real RICO, nigga. This the feds, nigga. This ain't even like that shit that they had on R. Kelly, because R. Kelly fought a lot of state charges. But he in the same, they say he in the same jail, R. Kelly. And the girl that was with Weinstein, he in the same jail as 6ix9ine, all them niggas. And then I ain't gonna lie, bro, it shocked me. It shocked the shit out of me when I seen yesterday they told this nigga they wasn't gonna get this nigga no bond. I was like, oh, they dead serious. See, the thing about the feds, nigga, you can't impress the feds with no money. Nah, you can't impress the feds with the money. They print the money, so they don't give a fuck how much money you got as long as you're a big fish. As long as you a big fish, boy, they don't give a damn how much money you got. That nigga tried to put up 50 million, y'all. That nigga tried to put up his mansion. They ain't even want that shit. They ain't even want that shit. And then, man, what you think niggas gonna do when this nigga come in there? But see, I mean, yeah, he a celebrity now, but when that money gone, boy, that money gone. But imagine that type of nigga being in prison though. Like, imagine the young niggas he gonna fuck around and turn out. I don't know if this is gonna help that nigga fuck up some people. That nigga in the perfect place where goddamn you 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Imagine the niggas that's gonna be sitting in the jailhouse watching, looking at this shit on the news and seeing this nigga and they're like, damn nigga, you had 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Say, what did they call him with 1,000? How many they did catch before they raped? Right, cause that nigga might have got rid of about 10 cases of that. That nigga must have bought that shit from Sam's Club or something. That nigga must have bought that shit in bulk. Oh yeah, Bishop would be inside. Hey, that's what Bishop want on that. Y'all heard Bishop talking about he wanted to go to Kwame Island. What he said, Kwame Land. I seen that shit on Sears channel. That nigga Bishop say, he created a Kwame Land in his head, and in Kwame Land you got Kwame and TJ, and TJ got all this candy in his jacket. And him and Biz and 86K, they just run around like we ain't Kwame Land, we ain't Kwame Land. That's what this nigga say. I'm not making this up. And I think he wanted to say there was cases of baby oil there too, but I think he trying to get away from the baby oil. So, but probably in his head, there probably was thousands of cases of baby oil there too. That shit crazy as a motherfucker. Boy, this nigga did it. That nigga say he got 1,000 bottles of baby oil. So yeah, they got this nigga with racketeering. They got this nigga with human trafficking. Because I mean, and really, all the shit pretty much documented. The racketeering, it's like a blanket over all the other shit because they're gonna talk about the I know they mentioned about arson, which had something to do with putting the bomb or the pipe bomb or whatever they did to blow up Kid Cudi car, that was put in the that lawsuit. And I was wondering when we was reading about all that shit in that lawsuit from Cassie, they was talking about he blew up this man's car and threatening her. I'm like, damn, this nigga doing all this shit, but he ain't never been arrested for this shit. Why they been let out? You telling me that there's never been a report where they been doing shit about this? But now, man, these folks let 15 years of shit stack up just so they can get a nigga at an old man. 55 years old going into the federal penitentiary where having 1,000 bottles of baby oil on your jacket. And this nigga getting sued by everybody. He got sued by a nigga locked up, y'all. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Some of these political figures definitely done been to some of them Diddy parties. Diddy get his baby oil delivered by Amazon and boat. Oh man. Yeah, because he definitely the mayor of New York definitely gave the nigga a key to the city. So, I mean, from the outside looking in, he just looked like a successful black man, And I don't know if it's just that power, I don't know. Money don't do nothing make you more of what you already is. And Diddy was just already, I think he was just already a monster, That's crazy. That nigga going out just like his daddy did. Because they say his daddy used to work for Nicky Barnes. So, shit. I know that shit had to. Then they went in and arrested that nigga. They know Diddy would have just turned himself in. They wanted to make a scene. They went in there and goddamn stormed that nigga house the same way they did Trump. See, y'all heard Trump sitting there crying about how they came and got him and they did this and that. They do a nigga like that too. They did it just like that. Diddy a billionaire. But y'all know what this made me realize though? And it should make everybody realize. You can have $1 billion. That still don't make you goddamn bigger than the government that controls that $1 billion that you got. You can have $1 billion. This man had jets. This man can go anywhere until them folks say you can't. You got all the money in the world until them folks say, no, you don't. No, you don't. That money that you got, those billions, nah, that just look cool to them niggas. Yeah. You do what you want to when it comes to them niggas. Nigga, that money has our slave owners on it. That money has our numbers on it. Oh no, I might have missed your question. I was looking off at the moon. I'm looking at the moon. I got hypnotized for a minute. I was just look back at the chat. Let me see your question, Nathan. Is it true he was trying to purchase something? Because every time someone black try to purchase something, they do this to him. I doubt it because Diddy done had his hand in every major thing. Networks, because of course he had the Revolt TV. That was his network. He had to step away from that. So it wasn't like he was purchasing that. He's been a part of Ciroc for the longest. So I don't think he was trying to purchase nothing, man. I just think that his karma has came around, man. If we seen on camera what he did, so you can't deny that. Everything else we wasn't there for, so we just got to speculate. But I don't think all these people lying on this man. We saw on camera what he did to that woman, and there's some speculation and rumors saying, the people that defend him, they say, oh, she stole his watch. He went to go get his watch or something. The way he did her like that, and that's crazy. That showed his character. The way the guy Freddie P, from Making of the Band, to see how that man had that mental breakdown. You know what I'm saying? But that's the rap business. So I'm not gonna conflate the rap business with just like the sexual deviancy. But if the shit that people been saying about him, as far as like the sexual deviancy and the people that try to get away from him, and he makes it where they can't get away from him because he's putting surveillance on him and all that type of stuff. What's good, intellectual substance? Because of the type of surveillance he putting on them and having people following him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's that type of intimidation. Nah, that's crazy. I don't think they just fucking with him because he's a rich black man. You know, he's doing some real fuck shit. And he's not the only one. And I think that's why R. Kelly was so blowed. Like, nigga, I ain't the only one doing this. Nigga, y'all ain't fucking with Diddy. Yeah, R. Kelly might be the one that snitched on Diddy. Shit. So, yeah, I mean, uh, Diddy he ain't the only one. We already know that. People speak of Clive Davis all the time. There's gonna be a lot of people that's still flying on the radar, and I'm wondering if Diddy is willing to snitch on a lot of these people. I'm also wondering if they gonna pull Jeffrey Epstein with Diddy, because if it was true that Jeffrey Epstein did that to himself, I think he got help. And if somebody did it, it definitely would have been a political thing, because of course they wouldn't want. You wouldn't. You don't want Jeffrey Epstein telling who it is was at his parties. I mean, we could see in the pictures who was at his parties. Yeah, you can look at the pictures. There's some people that just took pictures with him. You know, people like Trump. I know y'all don't like to hear that. And y'all gonna say, "Oh, he was just at a party. How was he supposed to know?" Everybody knew. Everybody knew. Bill Clinton, bitch, we seen you in those pictures, Bill. You freaky motherfucker, freaky ass nigga. Uh, Oprah, all these big billionaires, all of them was with Epstein, and damn near guilty by association. Y'all knew what the fuck that man did for a living. That nigga wasn't no stock market guru. He wasn't no real estate guru. When y'all seen this man in the party, y'all knew exactly what he was doing. You didn't confuse him with no kind of other business, man. Ain't gonna tell me no different. Ain't gonna tell me no different that, oh man, people just taking pictures with no, you don't just take pictures with motherfuckers you don't know for the fuck of it. Since when? Nah. Especially when they got a reputation for certain shit. Nah. Nah. It don't happen like that. So, but Diddy, he's about to get the same fate as R. Kelly. You know, the good thing is he don't have to fight. You know, the cases in multiple states like R. Kelly had to do. I'm wondering how much of his money they gonna freeze or have tied up. Appreciate that, Madeline Queen, for the 499. You say Diddy was a billionaire. Why would he care about a funky watch, especially when he blows $1 million on parties? I don't believe he blew up for a watch. For a watch, right. But you know, them rich niggas, they don't want to take no L's. I mean, it could have been like a $50,000, $100,000 watch. Could have been a Frank Mueller. Could have been a 1-on-1. Could have been a $500 million watch, $500,000 watch. I don't know. Either way it goes, it wasn't right. If it was a watch, even if it was money, actual, like, even if she had $1 million in her purse, I ain't gonna lie, I probably want to kick a bitch ass too. She trying to steal my money, but you know, he tried to drag her back to the room. He didn't just take his shit, because if it was that case, he would have kicked her ass and just took his shit back, in my opinion. But you know, whatever it was, you know, they got him on video, so he can't beat that part of it. Now, as far as just proving that he was flying girls in and having sex and using them as prostitutes and all that. He settled the case for that. So he really can't really say that, hey, I didn't do that. I mean, even though you settled, you got so many witnesses. You got so many witnesses that's gonna get up there on that stand. People that work for him, all that stuff. You got so many witnesses that's gonna get up on that stand and say, "Yep, that's what that nigga did." They got the man drug dealer, the little white boy that they said was selling him the pink cocaine and all that shit there. They got Young Miami, talking about Young Miami was, getting on the jet, bringing the drug dealer and all that shit. You think Young Miami ain't gonna snitch on that nigga? She ain't about to go down with that nigga. She is not about to go down with that nigga. That nigga was trafficking baby oil. Oh man. Oprah, Obama, Biden. I can only say the people I see in the pictures though. I ain't seen them in the picture. I think I did see a picture with Biden. I don't know about Obama, but I wouldn't put it past him if he was there. But I ain't seen no pictures with that. Shit, I wouldn't put it past all the presidents that been there. Because they got all of them compromised. They got all of them compromised. I don't believe that this country is even being ran by the politicians that we see. This country is being ran by the secret shadow government. They gave them folks too much power a long time ago. You say people putting out narratives for the narratives to start. What narratives you putting out? We watched the man beat the hell out the woman. Is that a narrative, or is that just what we watch with our own two eyes? We read the police read the indictment. The indictment said that they came in the man's house and he had. Now this is something that's weird to me, y'all. They didn't charge this man with no gun charges, but they say they found 3 AR-15s that had altered serial numbers. So those were illegal guns, but there's no gun charges on his shit. Now that's a little weird. Why they didn't charge him with any gun charges if he had 2 assault rifles, or well, 2 ARs, and they had altered serial numbers? That's automatic Fed charge. And that it should be a Fed charge to have 1,000 bottles of baby oil too. I'm sorry. That should be like weapons of mass destruction. Yeah, that should be having that many motherfucking bottles of baby oil. Diddy the Black Epstein. Man, it's crazy the people that's like the talented people, how sick the most talented people can be. Because you gotta think about it, how many people goddamn Diddy is connected to. All these people knew what the fuck was going on. 50 Cent seemed like the only one that wasn't scared of this nigga and started like exposing it. I wonder if 50 gonna be a witness. Y'all think 50 would be a witness? He said because his weapon is election time, weapons is the topic. Well, maybe it's just because he got caught with the weapons though. You ever think about that? I got a question, y'all. Because I thought about this earlier. This was one of the things I thought about when I was high. Okay, so we say that no president is elected, is selected, right? But that don't apply to Donald Trump also? Does that not apply to Donald Trump also? If all our presidents are selected, not elected, and we all agree on that when it's somebody we don't like, Is it the same thing with Trump? That's just a question I thought of earlier. But yeah, man, Diddy got sued by a dude in prison, y'all. Y'all know that? They say Diddy got sued by a dude in prison saying that Diddy got there took advantage of him back in the early 90s. And Diddy didn't respond to it or something like that. So they automatically gave the man 10. They judge ordered the man the money. Now that's fucked up. Yeah, they did say trafficking. Yeah, they got trafficking, they got racketeering. That racketeering is what's gonna be hard to beat. He might can fuck around and squirrel out of that trafficking. Because they're gonna argue that all the women was there because they wanted to be and all that stuff like that. As long as it ain't like no underage girls and nothing like that, he should be straight on that. But that racketeer, man, they can put a lot of stuff up under that. They put because he was using male sex workers. I'm pretty sure they gonna have all those male sex workers come in and testify. Shit, is Donald Trump your goddamn best friend or something? Because you damn show hell bent on defending the man. The man is running for the highest office in the country. So why is it that no one can criticize him or anybody can talk about him? And the man is running for the highest. The man is on our TV every single day, wanting us to go vote for him, telling us everything that's been dividing our country. Why is it? Why I can't speak on him? You ain't even hear what I had to say about with Mark Cuban, and you was already defending him. You already attacking Mark Cuban. Oh, you talking about the Mark Cuban that couldn't keep his team? The man sold his team because he wanted to sell his team, but the man's still a billionaire. He ain't got to take out a loan to pay a woman $100 million that he owed. The man is still a billionaire. Say his lawyers say he talked to the males involved, and they say everything was consensual. Now that'll help him out, especially if they come and testify to that. So like the sex trafficking. But see, it can be consensual, but if they figure like he's paying these guys to have sex with this woman or these women, and they say that they didn't want to do it, they was pressured into it. They still can push a case for sex trafficking. I mean, they're gonna win, but they still got a case. KD said, "I got baby oil for sale." Oh man, I'm wondering if baby oil stock gonna go up or down. Fucking with Diddy. Y'all think the baby oil stock gonna go up or down? Fucking with Diddy. Yeah, nah. So knowledge, you don't want me to talk about Trump no more, huh? Damn, you about to be blowed because I'm about to talk about Trump. Whatever. Hey, no, don't want me to talk about Trump, but god damn, boy, how y'all be loving this white man so much, man? What this white man that did make y'all love him so much, man? I'm still trying to figure out how y'all niggas love this white man so much. I'm surprised Knowledge love this white man this much. God damn, but y'all love this white man. So they definitely had evidence on the computers, but they make it public. Then some elites might be in them. Black Mirror type shit. Hell yeah, you right about that. Sarah Mayweather. So he wrong for sure, but where his co-defendants because trafficking takes help. They say that this might be some more people that's getting charged, but I think they want to talk to them and see if they're gonna cooperate first. Say I love Kamala. No, I don't. I'm not even speaking of Kamala. I can see if I'm sitting here just ranting on about, man, Kamala gonna do this for y'all. Kamala gonna do that. I ain't even speaking on Kamala. I'm talking about the nigga that was president already. We gave him a chance. And I'm talking about this nigga want the job again after we gave him a chance. Man, give somebody else a chance, bro. You blew your chance. But Kamala definitely is a better candidate than him. But shit, I would prefer an independent candidate. I would prefer somebody that, but she does have some good ideas. She does have some good ideas to help the middle class. So being that I'm in the middle class, hell, I'm cool with that. At least she's presenting some plans, some realistic plans. I just been asking y'all this shit just to keep the same energy. Damn, I can't be forced $16 billion. Y'all was so happy about Trump giving that money to the HBCU school. So now if I say I'm happy that somebody else gave the HBCU schools more money because it helps out our black people, now y'all don't want that. Y'all don't like black people or something? Y'all don't like you black people? I thought y'all wanted black people to be able to help out. Now HBCU schools don't help out black people because somebody else gave them money. That's crazy. Y'all say, okay, the people got killed. Kwame said the people got killed over there and coming out of Afghanistan. Biden didn't spend no time with the family. But I vaguely remember when Trump made a war widow cry. He made that woman cry. Said, here plans gonna help immigration move to the middle class. Immigrants move to the middle class. Well, shit, it's a lot of immigrants already in the middle class. Y'all act like we just a country of only white people or only black people. This country was built on immigrants. And then you got to realize that, hell, most of the land that Texas, Nevada, all that, New Mexico, California, all that shit was Mexican land any fucking way. And y'all fighting over some shit that ain't even y'all's. I ain't never heard black people give a fuck about no immigrants until it come election time, and y'all want to make an argument for Trump. I ain't never heard black folks give a damn about no immigrant. We've been talking for 3 years. I ain't heard a black person mention a fucking immigrant. Now tell me I'm lying. So yeah, it seemed like only election time will all of a sudden all the immigrants coming. Why is that? Why y'all only care when it's election time that immigrants are coming in? Y'all ain't said shit about no immigrants the whole time Trump was in office. Y'all think no immigrants wasn't coming in? Do y'all think the whole time that Trump was in office, no immigrants was coming in? Now they did go through their bullshit because Trump signed into order for them people to just send them folks back. Don't give them a chance to get their asylum. I mean, it's fucked up, but hey, if that's how you want to go about it, I ain't mad. That's how Bush went about it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But don't try to act like none of them ain't come in. They did the same thing. Them folks took them kids. They took families they separated families. Obama did the same thing. Had them kids in cages and all that shit. Like, we don't think about no kind of humanity just because people are coming from a different country. Don't think about what they going through. Trump had borders. Trump only built 55 miles of that wall. What kind of borders Trump had? So you telling me when Trump left office, all the borders left? Because before Trump started talking about build a wall, we already had a wall, right? We read over that the other day. That's why we did fact checking. It's already damn near 500 miles of wall that's already built, right? Trump didn't build that 500, but he did. He did do some repairs to the wall that was already some maintenance to the wall that was already built. But in those 4 years that he was in there, he had 50 miles of wall built. Now he could have stayed in the office for another 4 years, and maybe he could have got another 50 miles. But the border is 1,000 miles long, so shit, he would have had to be in office for 20 years just to get the other half of the goddamn wall built. Say when Trump left, everybody was marching in. Hey, okay, that could be true. That could be true. Shit, when they left, motherfuckers started running for the border. But I'm saying, when did y'all start getting mad though? Because it's always been like this. I haven't heard anything about no immigration for 3 years. Then when it get to election time, now we talking about immigration. We talking about Haitians eating dog. Trump hurt himself. JD Vance gonna hurt Trump, in my opinion. There's a big Haitian population in Florida. No, I'm not mad. I'm just having a conversation. I don't give a fuck which one win. Nothing changes. We just been only thing that changed is when Trump was in office, the pandemic. That changed everybody's life. Before that, nothing changed from Obama to Trump. Nothing at all. Until the pandemic hit. Same thing when only time something changes when some kind of big catastrophe happens. Like when 9/11 happened, everybody's life changed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's life changed. Nobody can't deny that their life didn't change when 9/11 happened. You know what I'm saying? The everyday way we live life, it changed. Same thing happened with the pandemic. Now the everyday way we live life has changed. So I mean, but what we can say is the man mishandled the pandemic. I don't know why that's so hard for people to just say, yeah, he mishandled it, but everything else is good. Y'all try to act like he didn't even do that little bit. Because y'all will say gas prices was the lowest under Trump. But when you say, well, that was because of the pandemic, so what? Nah, don't say we don't care. Well, then when you say, okay, the murder rate was the highest under Trump, what's the excuse for that? When you say, okay, the factory jobs left, stuff that's documented, not just just making up shit and just saying shit because you don't like it and whatever. Shit, I can say hell, immigration. A lot of people came over, during Biden's administration. So that's what the numbers say. If the numbers say millions of people came over, okay, I can accept that. I can definitely accept that. But what happened is that the reason that we were having an immigration problem was because of not the president, not because of Trump, or not because of Biden. It was because Congress failed to put together a bipartisan immigration bill. They failed to pass it. We have to start, as people, start realizing and stop sitting here arguing about Biden or Trump and realize that it's Congress that's not doing their job a lot of times. It's Congress that's blocking the things that you say that you want. Unless you see a president veto something, then okay, now you can put that straight on the president. You put that straight on the president if the president vetoes something. But Congress just passed an infrastructure bill to fix our roads. Now, from my recollection, and I'm not trying to be funny, but Trump promised us a bipartisan infrastructure bill. It ended up happening under Biden administration. I don't want to give Biden the credit for it, but I give it to Congress. They could have did it under Trump presence. Healthcare. They tried to get rid of Obamacare. I'm not really a fan of Obamacare because but I am a fan of people with pre-existing conditions being able to get health care. Because if they would have got rid of Obamacare, if you got a pre-existing condition, they could have just upped your premium to the point where you can't afford it, and you could have been denied health care. Now, yes, there's some major tweaking that need to be done to Obamacare, where people like Mika that had a decent rate, and now it went up because everybody, it's like other people are sacrificing just for this idea of people with pre-existing conditions to be able to get cared for. So a lot of other people are paying. So yes, I understand that part, and that might be the part that frustrates Americans. But you wouldn't want to be one of those Americans that got sickle cell, which only affects black people, and not be able to get Medicare. So I mean, it's a double-edged sword, and it can be adjusted. And I would have liked to see the last administration address that, especially if you're going to get rid of, something that protects people. I would have loved to see him put something in place, but that didn't happen. And so now we're hearing about this no tax on overtime, which would be a wonderful idea. Like shit, that could sway my vote. I'm not gonna lie, that could sway my vote. Only problem is I can't trust the person that's saying it because they've lied so many times to get the vote. Yeah, I just can't trust the person that actually said it because first of all, it's not something that's on. If there's a bill that's on the already on the floor, it got bipartisan support and all that, I can trust it. I'm like, okay, you're saying you're gonna do that, or if you're saying you're gonna do it in executive order, okay, hell yeah, run that shit. Because shit, people like me and Unity, boy, we would love that. Shit, I would love that. I ain't gonna lie. But the thing about it, I don't think that is possible or probable. Because think about this. All right, when Americans work overtime and they tax us federally, right? They take in trillions of dollars, right? So say they don't do that. Now those trillions of dollars that they're taking in, this is already the money that they're supposed to be paying our bills with, our national debt. Right now, we're taking in tax money, but we're spending more money than we're taking in. And that's with the taxes that we get from overtime tax. Okay, you take away that money, we're still not paying our debt. You know what I mean? We would now you're gonna tell the government they had trillions of dollars of taxpayer money and now they don't that they're just not gonna have that anymore. I don't think the government's going for that. Either party. Either party, I don't think they're going for it. That's too much money out of their pocket, too much money out of what they spending. It'll just be because they'll have to find another avenue to recuperate that money. And I was about to show where Mark Cuban was saying the same thing. I didn't get that theory from him because when I just seen this thing with Mark Cuban, it just got recorded yesterday. So when I had said this, it was like 2 days ago, or I think it was a couple of days ago. So I didn't copy what he said. We must be just thinking the same thing. Explain a little bit more, please. On which part? Yeah, I don't know. You might be behind a little bit. I don't know which part you want me to explain a little bit more. But I would think that just basic economics. If you take away money from one place, you have to replace it some kind of way. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be more than just, hey, we're just gonna let y'all get your overtime non-tax. It's gonna have to be. And then the crazy thing about it, I was doing some research today, and I seen a bill where they already was trying to do that, but Trump already shut that down. He shut that down one time in his presidency already. And I was hoping my video was gonna be playing right because I got a video which shows that when they already proposed this bill. So now that he want to do it, that's what makes me skeptical, because that would be his best ammo if he's saying, "Hey, I'm gonna not tax overtime." Now that's finally something I heard what the man say he gonna do. Right. And that's my thing. Unity. I was speaking on that yesterday. I don't know if you had missed it. I was saying America, not just Biden, not just Trump. America is gonna keep sending money over, but it's like, why are they sending money to all these countries? And then when we ask for something like that, like untaxed overtime, or if we ask for reparations or any of these things, or better education or student forgiveness loans, universal health care, all these things that, yes, they're gonna cost billions of dollars. But I was looking through a breakdown yesterday when we did a live. Me and Kwame had a debate up here. You missed it. Trump sent $47 billion overseas in 2018 alone. He also accepted over $100 million from overseas, from people overseas. Now, I ain't gonna get too much into what he accepted the money for, because no telling what that money went to. It could have been for his campaign, could have been for whatever. I don't care. But we have a serious issue about what we need over here. Says, not for me, I don't make enough yearly income. Well, that's the problem. Because see, I'm a middle class citizen. I work my ass off. I pay taxes. So I should have, as a voter, I should be concerned about my best interest, because now you got that same person that's telling me I'm doing better now than, I was doing better in his presidency than I'm doing now, wanting my vote. You know what I'm saying? He wanting my vote now, so I should think about myself now when when it comes to voting time, because I got promised that I would see $4,000 more on my paycheck. That didn't happen from the person that promised that. I got promised that I would see a new healthcare reform. That promise did not get accomplished. Hell yeah, I want my OT untaxed. Shit. Shit, that would be great. I would love it, especially federal. Shit. But like I say, that sound good. That sound good, but can that person actually do that when they have a record of already shutting that down, for one, when it was on the table, and two, it's not something that they can do unless they do an executive order. It's something that Congress has to do. Oh yeah, I'm definitely voting. I'm definitely voting. I'm registered to vote. I'm definitely voting. The main reason I'm voting because this year they in Florida we're voting for legalization of marijuana. So I'm gonna be there for that. And since I'm there, then I'm gonna go ahead and put a vote. Oh yeah. See, if your tax bracket is crazy and you feel like you're in the 1%, you should vote in your best interest. If you make the type of money where it helps you out. The tax bracket helps you out to vote for Trump. Yeah, I don't blame you. I just tell people to vote in their best interest. If you are a small business if you're a small business owner or you're planning on owning a small business and you think that, oh damn, if I can get a $50,000 startup to help my business, and I can get a $6,000 child care credit to help me take care of my child while I start up my small business, then you're thinking about something, your own special interest. That's that. Then you might want to vote for someone like Kamala because that's your special interest. You're thinking about your small business. Now, if you're a motherfucker and you dealing with corporate business and you want corporate taxes cut, and you think that cutting corporate taxes will contribute to a trickle down effect and that'll help you. Hey, do that then. You said, can I say one policy or another that I'm definite on which candidate? Yeah, I can do that. Which candidate though? Or you want me to just say both candidates? Say I'm gaining minimum on the market, very little, bro. Damn. Now they did say Trump, the market did go up for Trump when he was about to leave, but that was one of those things that COVID made a difference in. See, COVID was a double-edged sword. It helped Trump in some areas and it hurt him in some areas. Okay. I totally get that, Musa, bro. You said that's why I don't try to convince people, vote for Trump. I just speak from my position. I definitely vote for him just because of my industry and pocket for the most part. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. It ain't nothing wrong with that. And see, I go by the history of these parties also. You know, that red party hurt my industry so bad. With Bush, that red party hurt my industry so bad, and it was luckily that this second pandemic thing came around. It hurt everybody's industry except for mine because in the construction we were still building. We can be on the construction site in social distance. We don't have to be like right next to each other. Most of the time we in an open building, so it's just that when we worked, it was frustrating because they was making us wear masks and it's already humid. You know what I mean? So it was very uncomfortable trying to wear a mask and work. So I mean, yeah, it changed our life, and then it sucked because you got limited stores that's open, limited places to eat, and all that stuff. When you're working on the road, especially a person like me that travel, it really sucked because now I got when I'm going through airports and shit, I've got to go through all this bullshit everywhere I go. I was traveling through COVID. Now it did help out at one point in time because when I was in North Dakota, um, all the buses was free. So sometimes it helped out. Sometimes it was some bullshit. Exactly. Unity. Yesterday when I was doing fact checks and I was talking about the national debt that come out of our taxpayer money, and I was trying to explain to people that um, from the time that we were from the Clinton presidency till now, we went from 50 trillion in surplus, which means we were taking in taxpayer money, more taxpayer money than we were spending. After the Bush administration, we went in reverse. At the Obama administration, yes, we went in deeper because we bailed out the banks, we bailed out the car industry. We had to do everything to invest back into this country. Um, and then this last administration, well, the one before the last, because we got Biden now, but in Trump administration, it's documented. Um, that man raised the debt ceiling by $8 trillion, the most any other president has ever done. Now, a good bit of that was because of COVID. I make sure I give him. I'll say that a lot of that because we had to go print money, and we're still doing it. You said the housing crisis was during Barack or Bush? Well, it started during Bush because they regulations. They started giving out these loans to people that couldn't afford it, housing loans, and then it finally came to a head, over that period of time, and right before Bush left, that's when it crashed. So it was pretty much was left at Obama doorsteps. You don't know because all one to the next, and then the next has to figure it out. Right? They always pass on their problem to the next motherfucker. That's definitely what Bush did. Bush passed two wars and a recession on the Obama. That, in my opinion, that man had beside no, I ain't gonna say that. I was gonna say he came into probably one of the worst economies ever, but I'm pretty sure it was somebody back in the 1800s or something that came into when the Great Recession was going on. So I ain't gonna say that, but he came into a really fucked up situation. Biden kind of came into a fucked up situation too because we were just coming out of the pandemic. Right, Unity. And the national treasure is privately owned. Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, all those big families, the DuPonts, those big families. America borrows money from those families. The Federal Reserve ain't got nothing to do with the Feds. They went and signed those papers over there in Brunswick, Georgia, Jekyll Island. Y'all, this is where all that shit started. Y'all can blame Brunswick for the way this country is, y'all. Y'all know they signed that shit for the Federal Reserve over in Brunswick on Jekyll Island. Yeah, that's where the devil resides. Said Trump had to figure it out in 2020. You talking about with the pandemic? He tried to. I think he failed when it came to it. I just felt like he mishandled the what's name. Um, what Obama left, being that the unemployment rate was down and all that. Now I can't say about everything overseas and everything, but he kind of just had to come in and just not fuck nothing up. Just kind of not fuck nothing up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he did bad, but yeah, I think he did do kind of fucked up. Cause you got to think about all the shit over 4 years that Trump got himself into. We had January 6th, and y'all can debate back. We could debate back and forth about what he said and all that. Man, y'all know what the fuck was really going on. That January 6th shit, that shouldn't be happening and will not happen for any black people. And that bothers me more than anything because we have to sit here and watch white privilege. And I can't stand to see niggas cater to white privilege. I can't stand to see niggas cater to white people's privilege. Well, we ain't got no privilege, but y'all sitting here fighting for these motherfuckers' privilege. I don't get that. The pandemic, I mean, shit, that was just wild. Yeah, but he come as a businessman, but are you really a businessman if your father gives you millions of dollars to invest, and then when you fuck that up, your father come and bail you out? Are you really a businessman? I'm just saying, like that. Are you really a businessman? And see, that's why I was gonna play this video of Mark Cuban because Mark Cuban exposes that, like he discusses Because you're talking about a billionaire, a person that's around all billionaires. Hell, he's even talking shit about Elon Musk. It don't matter who got the deeper pockets, but we're talking about business. Is he really a businessman? A person that goes bankrupt 7, 8 times, a person that has over 1,000 lawsuits under his belt, a person that's failed many, 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 many times, had to get a loan from his father. Like, that's not business. Like, entrepreneurs, they put their shit together. They flip their own money. It do matter where you got the money from, Tracy. They call you a businessman. Other than that, you just a nigga that got some money and you just tried to invest it. Did you make money though? Trump business is selling y'all entertainment. That's his business. When that man has a product, it never worked. That man doesn't. Tell me a successful business that Trump has that's not in debt. Oh yeah, he up because you know how much money he made off foreign countries when he was in office. When he became the president, that's when Trump fixed his finances. That's when he fixed his finances. That man took in a lot of money. We ain't got no gold no more, Unity. They say Bush stole that gold, allegedly. They say Bush stole that gold, Fort Knox. Yeah, we ain't. That's why they won't let us do an audit on it. When the last time we did a audit? So it's called generational wealth. Well, if it's called generational wealth, that's cool, but that's not called a businessman though. Anybody can give you some money. Yeah, anybody can give you money and you can just fuck it off. I mean, this man lost money on a damn casino. That's what people bring in their money, and the casino's supposed to always win. I don't know how that happened. I heard Knowledge say something about uh 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 Mark Cuban couldn't keep the Mavericks. Do you know that Trump tried to buy the AFL? I mean not the AFL, but that y'all remember that football league? What the hell that football league was named that they tried to make? The USFL. Y'all remember when Trump tried to bring in the USFL? Failed. Remember he tried to buy a football team? Failed. Well, they wouldn't even let that nigga in to buy a football team because they say he do shady business. Yeah, Mark Cuban even tell a story about him doing business with this motherfucker. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, knowledge. Y'all are taking what I'm saying out of context. Y'all are trying to say that this man is a businessman, like he's proven a businessman. That's why y'all are giving him the benefit of the doubt of running the economy. I'm telling you, just because someone gives you, because your parents give you money, his daddy probably was a businessman, but just because someone gives you money, and even when they give you money, you fuck up that money, and then you got to get bailed out by your parents, and you consistently go bankrupt, file for bankruptcy, and have consistency of failed businesses. That's not saying that you're a good businessman. You might be a businessman, but you're not a good one. Now, a salesperson, he's definitely a good salesperson. I'll give him that. He can sell it, but what he does is he sell it for his personal. There, nobody else is gonna gain when Trump is doing business. He's the only one that's gonna gain from selling to the seller, getting his money, and then there's no trickle down effect. That's the problem I have when I'm saying looking at a leader, because as a country, nigga, we don't need nobody getting greedy on us because the people suffer, the taxpayers suffer. Then make sure you us see. I don't know what that says. That I'm just saying knowledge to your show. Oh. And y'all remember I'm just thinking out loud, just having friendly debate. Y'all don't try to argue with y'all don't try to fight with me about no white man. God damn, don't let our black relationship in on this channel be affected by a white man that you would never meet. That motherfucker would never do shit for you and is a part of the government. I just asked questions. That's it. I don't not personally like Trump. Hell, Trump funny as a motherfucker to me. And I like Trump as the crook. I just don't like to be the victim of the crook. Shit. When Trump is just being the crook and he ain't in control of my taxpayer dollars, yeah, he can be a crook all he wants to and shit on America. Hell, like Trump say, one thing I do agree with what Trump say when he say, if you don't like the tax system, change it. I mean, if you don't like how I've been shitting on the tax system, change it. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree with that shit. But I believe when Trump got in there, he made sure he changed that bitch to where he could finesse. Yeah, because that nigga took a whole bunch of regulations off a whole bunch of shit. Yep, you're right. You're right. The minute you put your money in, Lord, all they doing is typing some shit. Oh, I know I'm broke. Shit. Trust me, I go in millionaires' houses all the time. Doing the type of work that when I was doing residential and I was doing service. Man, I done been in some people's house that I have to sit there or I be on their property and fuck their house. Because when you go on really wealthy people shit, like you on some land in here, it might be multiple houses and horses, and I've been on people's property where they had fucking animals, walking around and shit, like crazy shit. I've been one of the Howard's houses in Orlando. Man, shit. You ever been to somebody's house and that bitch so big and immaculate and they property so big, you like, hold on, what I need to do to get my money here? Hey, you start thinking of your life decisions, you be thinking you doing all right in life. Fuck around. I remember one time I went to this dude. I went to do that big ass fan that I showed y'all that I did. Man, I remember when I went to that man property and he is the his father uh owned I'm trying to think of what it was. Budweiser. They was the family of Budweiser. That big ass fan that I showed y'all I put in for that person with the airplane hanger. They was like the grandson or something like that of the great grandson of Budweiser or something like that. And they sold their share or whatever. But anyway, this man had planes all on his motherfucking goddamn on his motherfucking land. Like when we pulled on his property, bro, we drove for like another 15 minutes before we got to his airplane hangar. Like this nigga had a whole airplane. This nigga had takeoff space on his land, and you just be there trying to wrap your mind around what you got to do to ever to see anywhere close to this type of shit. Hey man, that shit make you feel so broke, so little. That shit make you feel so small. You like, God damn, man, I gotta invent something. Hey, that shit start making you think, boy. Like, damn, my nigga, I gotta invent me something. Shit, you seeing niggas taking off with planes and shit off of their own property and shit. Say, man, that nigga gotta be crazy. You said a friend of yours dated one of his great granddaughters and cheated on her. Man, I would have loved that bitch a long time. Man, please, she wouldn't have been able to get rid of my motherfucking ass. You don't cheat on the motherfucking granddaughter of Budweiser. That you got. That's generational wealth. Shit. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, that's all I was saying. I ain't saying like somebody can't give you money, help you start a what's the name, but that doesn't make me a businessman because somebody had to because I'm getting now it would make me a businessman if say my father spotted me $1 million, right? Or $2 million and it was a loan. And I paid the loan back and now I'm successful off of that. And I kept that going. That would make me a businessman. Now, if my father gave me a loan and I fucked that up, then my father had to come and clean that up. And then I kept opening businesses and they kept going belly flop. And I done did that over 5-6 times. I mean, yeah, you're still in business, but it's mostly because of your father. It's like LeBron. It's like Bronny being in the NBA right now because of LeBron. You can't really play like that, but shit, your daddy has such a great reputation. He said, I would have been one clean your nigga. Hell yeah, boy. Shit, he might have cheated, but shit, he might have cheated on for the goddamn for the motherfucking goddamn for the Pepsi girl or some shit. I don't know. He might have cheated for the Coca-Cola granddaughter or some shit. So if he cheating up, I guess it'd be alright. Yeah, if he cheated up, that probably would have been alright. Now, let me see if I can play a little bit of this Mark Cuban thing without, this shit freezing up too much, so y'all can kind of see what it was Mark Cuban was saying. Cause I think he did say some interesting things. And this ain't just bash Trump. It's just, let's listen to a billionaire. What's wrong with listening to a billionaire? Shit. We listen to my broke ass. Shit. We listen to Kwame here, millionaire. So shit, let's listen to somebody that actually know these billionaire people and shit. And most billionaires are usually Republicans. Most billionaires are usually Republicans because they want to protect their money. But he's one of those people that he could still be voting for Trump. He could just be front. Nobody knows. But I just thought it was interesting. So let's check it out. Y'all, I think Trump want to come up. I got Trump backstage, y'all. What up, Trump? Oh, you ain't gonna say nothing? You just gonna sit there? Well, we're gonna let Trump sit up here, while these folks talking about him.
Thanks for having me.
So I want to start off with the debate because obviously that's the biggest piece of news that we're focused on right now. Do you think that Donald Trump made any inroads with those independent voters that he needs to be speaking to after the performance he handed in at this debate?
Depends which way they lean, right? Because there's independent, but very few people are truly independent, right? If you were trying to be objective about it, no, he obviously did not. But if you were looking for certain things, then maybe. Right, because he was everything he is all the time. So you weren't.
And that's true right there. A lot of people holler independent. They ain't truly independent. If you already like Trump, ain't nothing like Trump say. He could be on Fifth Avenue and he could shoot a motherfucker on Fifth Avenue and he won't lose no supporters. And when he first said that, I was like, man, you tripping. But I believe that shit now.
Weren't surprised.
Yeah. Well, in a way, if he is who he is, then presumably if you enjoyed that, you already are supporting him anyway.
Well, you would think so, right? But you might as like I had friends in Texas, right? Because it's Republican, and it's like, well, you know, I didn't see anything that would stop me from voting for him, right? So he didn't admit to too many crimes, right? He didn't admit to shooting somebody on Fifth Avenue.
I mean, I guess when the bar is that low, that like
exactly right.
I can't stop folks who want TV, man. Trolling Trump supporters is funny, man. Because as soon as you troll them, they're like, you just love Kamala. I'm like, no, I don't. I just like trolling y'all.
Right. But he is who he is.
What do you think about the implications of being able to be baited so easily that all Kamala Harris needed to do was dangle a few things out there, a few crowd size, a few rallies. You're
lose some of their confidence, and they're going to lose some of their objectivity, and they're going to lose some of their mind. So it's a huge edge.
Well, that goes against the message that he's trying to convey, which is that you want him in the negotiating room against the tough partners. Can you talk in that dichotomy there?
Sure. Oh, of course. Right. I mean, it's not like Putin or Xi or any, leader of a nation state didn't pay attention, right, and didn't notice what happened. And so, of course, now you might be more subtle in how you approach it. It could be like leaving something on a table in front of Trump, say Trump crowd size is down 30%. You might not have to say a word, right? It could be someone saying something to one of the other people in the room, right? An assistant talking to an assistant.
So what he's saying is, it seems like this man gets triggered by that crowd size thing. We watched that at the debate. And he's saying that, foreign leaders, they see that too. So when they're trying to get something out of him, they feel like he's feeling like, Mike can just manipulate the man. And I don't agree with that, but that's just a theory. But that ain't the part that I'm trying to get to. I'm about to get to the part that I was talking about. But of course, we got to do this thing fair use wise.
Donald Trump also keeps talking.
Oh, I'm a troll. Y'all think I ain't gonna troll Kamala? I'm a troll Kamala too.
Talking about this idea that the way to handle the economy is by imposing tariffs, and he's been corrected about this numerous times. But one hallmark of who Donald Trump is that he never backs down.
Right, of course.
And so because he said it once, this is now his position, and he's going to stay with his position forever.
It's the Roy Cohn School of Management.
Exactly right. Can you talk about what will actually happen if tariffs are imposed as a principle?
So tariffs can encompass multiple things, right? So, and he brought
now this is about the part that I want to talk about, because me and Kwame was having this discussion about tariffs, and we're having this discussion now about the rise in food costs and inflation. But all of that stuff is kind of tied hand in hand, when you're talking about taxing every single, country for bringing things in, but there's no incentive behind it. We, as the taxpayer, are going to end up paying that extra price. And he's about to say the same thing. Now, I said this a couple of days ago without seeing this, but here's a billionaire saying the same thing. I don't have to be a billionaire. I could be broke, but it just makes common sense that if you tax more on goods that are coming in, that bill is going to get handed down to the employer and the consumer. That's just basic economics. I ain't had to go to college for that.
Up in the debate, look, the Biden administration did not remove the Chinese tariffs that he already had in place. And so it's not a bad thing to impose tariffs first when there's a strategic need. So if there's another country like China who is dumping particular products, whether it's washing machines, cars, and they're subsidizing the equivalent of dumping, right? So if that nation state is providing money to the manufacturing or the only manufacturing, so they're competing unfairly, that's okay to impose tariffs on. What doesn't work are revenge tariffs and across the board tariffs. Those are a disaster because they affect every product. So if
Boom. I can't drop my bomb. Hold on. Can I drop my bomb? No, I can't drop my bomb. Revenge tariffs. Oh shit, damn it. That's what it was.
you also had a situation where 2018 and 2019, he was asking for, and we can all give examples of scenarios where, if you just want to do apples to apples, the inflation rate for, I think it was all of a sudden get someone to change their mind if their mind is set on that. But we can all give examples of scenarios where, if you just want to do apples to apples, the inflation rate for.
Hold on. Let me go back a little bit more. I think I missed this. I accidentally knocked it off the place.
How he did impose tariffs, how he basically dried up federal revenues to make those farmers whole when that trade war kind of went south. And so still you have a lot of people who look back at the Trump economy kind of with rose-colored glasses.
Right.
What do you say to people who say, oh, the economy was better when Donald Trump was president?
Look, we're always nostalgic, right? And the whole idea of being a conservative is to conserve what was already in the past, right? So it's not a surprise. And, you're not going to just all of a sudden get someone to change their mind if their mind is set on that. But we can all give examples of scenarios where, if you just want to do apples to apples, the inflation rate for, I think it was Obama was like 2.4% on average, and then it went up to 2.9% with Trump. It was either 1.4 to 1.9 or 2.42, whatever it is, it increased, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not like everything was perfect. And you also had a situation where 2018 and 2019, he was asking for the Fed.
Should we fact check Mark Cuban? Did the dollar start inflating under Donald Trump? Dun dun dun.
To reduce interest rates because he wanted to pump up the economy and he wanted more QE, quantitative easing. Well, let me just tell you, QE, quantitative easing, as one of my friends says, is UBI for rich people, right? Because when you push down interest rates like that, the value of expensive assets just go up higher and more people can afford them. And so while you had an economy where folks like me with a lot of money truly benefited and there's an inflationary value to assets that we owned, do the work, they didn't have this big beneficial gain. The tax rates didn't help them all that much, right? The prices, while they weren't high, no one was put in a better position to succeed.
When you look at the business community, I think there is.
Now, Mark Cuban telling you out his own mouth as a billionaire, the tax cuts, they helped us. They ain't helping y'all niggas. They ain't helping y'all motherfuckers down there. They help us. Let me play that back again for you, in case you missed that part.
While you had an economy where folks like me with a lot of money truly benefited and there's an inflationary value to assets that we owned, the people who do the work, they didn't have this big beneficial gain. The tax rates didn't help them all that much, right? The prices, while they weren't high, no one was put in a better position to succeed.
When you look at the business community, I think there is kind of this overarching belief that Donald Trump is better for business, if for nothing else than the reason that he just says it a lot.
No,
right?
That's it, right? Yeah.
But if you look at small business applications, for example, right now, they're the highest that they've ever been under the Biden administration.
Did y'all hear that? Small business applications are the highest they ever been. Small business. Small business is what drive this country. Small business is what this administration is focused on. Hey, I don't know how much, if they're serious or not, but I expect every president to focus on small business and not just only corporation. Now, this is a billionaire telling you what it is. He's he's benefiting. He's letting you know. Oh yeah, it do help.
Applications under the Biden administration. Can you talk about I guess the community? I think there is kind of this overarching belief that Donald Trump is better for business, if for nothing else than the reason that he just says it a lot.
No,
right?
that's it, right? Yeah.
But if you look at small business applications, for example, right now, they're the highest that they've ever been under the Biden applications under the Biden administration. Can you talk about I guess the dichotomy between what Donald Trump is seeking to do and the purportedly pro-business ideas that he says he's putting forward, with the fact that right now using this democratic model is when we have the highest small business applications in modern American history.
So business can mean a lot of different things, right? It's a solo entrepreneur who comes on Shark Tank with is the only person in the entire company, had a dream, and this is their American dream. Or it could be, Apple and NVIDIA and the biggest, highest market caps in the world, right? Donald Trump certainly has made an effort to support those larger companies through lower corporate rates, through other types of opportunities that he's created for him. But he's done nothing for the small business person, right? You hear Kamala.
Nothing for the small business person. Plenty for the top 1%. Plenty for the rich man. Nothing for your ass, for the small businessman. And this man could just talk about it without having to bash the man. What's the lies, though? Where's the lies? It's in the policy. Go look at the tax code. Who got the biggest tax break? Where's the lies? The price of an LLC has risen? I believe so, it has. But the price of an LLC goes state to state, though, knowledge. I know that for sure. My LLC in South Carolina was way cheaper than the one in Florida. So that's not a national thing. That's a state thing.
Harris talking about efficiency when it comes to starting a business. You hear Kamala Harris talking about raising the deduction from $5,000, which is a meaningless number these days in starting a business, to $50,000, right? You hear her talking about child tax credits with.
Oh, look, did you hear that? Raising a business loan from $5,000 to $50,000. That's a big difference to help you out. Oh, okay. Application. Oh, yeah. Those applications are definitely higher. So you ain't really trying to apply unless you're really serious about starting a business. I mean, and if you starting a small business, 50,000 opposed to 5,000, hey, and then $6,000 tax credit to help you, put your child in daycare while you work on your business. Hey, that help. That would help. Now, no tax on overtime does help also, but you have a portion of Americans that, they're working for themselves also. So, you can do both. I don't see why they can't merge their ideas together and one of them come with both of the ideas. But I guess that ain't the way that these people work. They don't take the good ideas that can help the people. They try to, I don't know.
But if you're starting a business and you can pay for childcare for your children or child, that allows you the freedom to go start a business, right? So she's talked over and over again about the economic opportunities that she's trying to create for small to medium-sized business, and she's just used the term entrepreneurs and founders over and over again. You haven't heard that from Donald Trump at all, whether he was in office or since then. That's just not in his DNA. I asked a question on Twitter, had he ever invested in a startup or a company that didn't involve any of his relatives? And nobody could give me an answer, right? I didn't know the answer, and I didn't know what to expect, because there could have been 20 companies he helped somebody, friends of his son, friends of whoever. Nobody came up with a single company. And to me, that says volumes about who he is, because to me, it's rewarding when I go out and invest in startups, right? If I'm helping somebody else chase the American dream or reach the American dream, that's why I do Shark Tank, right? To help all these companies. It's a beautiful thing, right? That's what makes this country different than so many others. He doesn't think that way. And so he's not thinking in terms of smaller companies, startups, the Etsy.
I ain't rooting for the poor. I mean, I want to see everybody do good, because the less poor people we got, the less people asking me for shit. You know what I'm saying? So, because I ain't nowhere near rich, and the little bit that I make and save, I want to keep. You know what I'm saying? And try to invest it in, my goals and, where I want to be at. I mean, if I make it wealthy, rich, wherever, if I ever just stay where I'm at, it is what it is, as long as I'm comfortable in my own skin. Because this shit way bigger than me. The government is way, way bigger than I can ever conquer. So I'm living under the same shit y'all live under. So only thing I want to do is be able to be comfortable. So, and me, I definitely, my best interest would be anything that benefits a small business. That's my best interest. Right. Now, to other people, small business might not be their best interest. They might be like, okay, I'm going to be working. I work a lot of hours. So, something like tax overtime would sound good, but he's not even repeating that too much. So it sounds like he just said it just to, because he got his ass whooped in the debate by Kamala. He needed something to rile his people up. That's what it sounded like. I'm not sure, but I would like to hear him, make sure he beat on that drum and let us know that's something that he's really pushing forward to, because really that'd be the only thing that will make me think about changing my mind. Because I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything that he did in the 4 years that he was there. I haven't heard anything that he said that will impact my life. So yeah, as far as my vote now, hey, you got millions of people in this country. Shit, my vote don't mean shit. But there's a lot of people that are thinking the same thing that I'm thinking.
Companies, the eBay resellers, right? He could care less. And to me, that's a great failing. Well, Kama on the flip side said, okay, we had 5 million or whatever business applications. We're going to 25 million, right? That's what drives the economy. 68% of jobs are from smaller companies.
Is it not just tax cuts for the top one half of 1%?
Because you always have to ask, what changes?
No, he got his ass whooped because he was out there talking about people like eating dogs. And she was out there talking about giving helping start small businesses with $50,000 and $6,000 for childcare and $25,000 towards what was that? She said 25,000 towards it was towards something, and then she spoke on the the fucking abortion bans and all that shit like that. I mean, so at least we heard some ideas. I came to the debate to hear ideas. So any idea that Trump would have said he had, I would be repeating it. He didn't say anything about the no tax on tips. He didn't say anything about the no tax on overtime. He didn't say anything about a policy. He didn't say anything about health care. He didn't say anything about police brutality. He didn't say nothing about first time. Oh, it was homeowners. First time homeowners. 25,000 towards first time homeowners. He didn't say anything about anything that he can do to help anybody. Only thing he doing is what you doing, knowledge. You find some kind of scare tactic. Oh, baby murderers, or People are killing babies after they're born. People are eating dogs and cats. I saw it on TV. Somebody said that their cat got ate, and then turned out that the person that said it said that they heard it from somebody else, and the person that they heard it from say they heard it from somebody else, and that person say, "Oh well, I can't prove that." So it's like a party full of people who don't mind lying. I can never trust a party of some people that only thing they're gonna do is just holler out things that might scare you. Oh, you gonna bring in all the immigrants? They're gonna kill all of us. They're gonna take all our jobs. Oh, the immigrants are eating cats. Oh, you gonna murder babies? Like that's stuff for people who don't want to think about the actual details. That shit will never work on ears. You have to talk about policy when you talk about me. I don't care about you talking about baby killing and all that. Biden is in office right now. Y'all told me, because I'm old enough to go back several presidencies. Before Obama got elected, everybody told me that Obama was going to take our guns. That didn't happen. Everybody said that Obama was the Antichrist. The world's still here. And they said that our taxes was going to go up. Our taxes didn't go up. They said that our economy, our deficit was going to go all the way up. It didn't go up. They said we're going to be invaded by Mexicans. We didn't get invaded by Mexicans. They said that, what else did they say about Obama? That's what I need to do. I need to go back and see all the shit that they were saying that was going to happen if Obama got elected. That man was there for 8 years, and all that shit, all those scare tactics that them folks told us, none of that shit happened. None of it happened. Y'all told us all this shit was going to happen if Biden became president. Remember when Trump was running against Biden and Trump said, we're about to have fascism, Marxism, our country is going to be destroyed. All of that shit. They're going to take all our guns. They're killing babies after they're born. None of that happened, though. I ain't say she telling the truth. I never said she telling the truth. And then you'll have to ask me, what is she telling? You'll have to give a specific thing that she said, and then ask me if she telling the truth. I can't blanket everything. That's just like with Trump. Some stuff Trump telling the truth about. Trump said he had high stock market numbers. He was telling the truth about that. And that's a salute to him. But we know presidents don't control the stock market. So, but if he want that salute, cool. He was telling the truth about that. He also had the highest murder rate. Y'all don't want to discuss that, do you? Y'all don't want to discuss the highest murder rates. Y'all don't want to discuss that. Y'all don't want to discuss him raising the debt ceiling to $8 trillion, the most any president has done. Y'all don't want to discuss that. Y'all don't want to discuss the manufacturing jobs that left that he said he was going to bring back. Y'all don't want to discuss that. You don't want to discuss it. Am I going for the same side of exactly what you said the other side has been for the past 100 years? I can't really say that because I named you the last 3 presidents, right? Red president. I named you the last 3 blue presidents. Okay, let's do it again, just for exercise, right? Let's start at the first Bush. Got the crack era. Black people, what did the crack era do to you and your people? What did the crack era? Who was responsible? Who was in office during the crack era? Don't fucking get that cat tongue now. Where did crack come from? Rick Ross told you. Not that fake Rick Ross. The real freeway Rick Ross. He told you that the CIA and the Reagan Bush administration had a secret war going on in Contra. Pay attention, knowledge. Pay attention. They had a secret war going on that needed to be funded. So they funded that war off of your black ass, off of your people. Put crack in your neighborhood to fund a war on black people in Africa. That's what the Red Party now. Fuck who it was. Then you had Bill Clinton come in. Want to do the war on the dare shit. I mean, not the dare shit, but they want to so-called clean up the streets from the crack area and all that. So they signed into a fucking crime bill law to try to clean up from the crack era. But at least they did good business, because at least when they left, we was in a surplus. At least the country was making money. The best time in the country. Go look it up. The best time in the country as far as financial. Go look it up. We was in the positive. Then we had another red come in. Who was what? George W. Bush Jr. Now, you say that the past 100 years, the Democrats been the one that's been fucking up the country. Okay, but here we is, another red person. What does he do? We have 9/11. For some reason, everybody turned off their motherfucking goddamn security, and then we have fucking planes flying to a damn building, and we have a building that fall down that didn't even get fucking hit. Under what administration? Who? Knowledge. Only thing I need you to put in here, tell me what administration that 9/11 happened under. We about to get to Obama. I'm just asking. We're talking about our country. We're talking about the damage done to our country. We can talk about the damage done to another country too. But first, let's talk about our country, who we elected, who was in office. Now, we on president number 3. We just said what Reagan did with the crack era. We said what Clinton did with the criminal bill pass. That pretty much it was supposed to be a remedy, but hell, black people suffered the most because we suffered the most from the crack. Of course, we're gonna go to jail for the goddamn for the crime bill because they put the crack in our neighborhood. So yeah, we're gonna get caught with the crack, and we're gonna go to prison about the crack. So yeah, they did a both they did a two-wing, they did a dulo twist on us right there. But at least when the blue left, we had some money. At least the economy, that's when the economy really was $1.50 for gas and 89 cents for gas. Not that fake ass shit that y'all keep saying Trump did. That's when it really was 89 cents a gallon. Back then. Then you had Bush come in. Everything was good. Money was good. But who old enough to remember when Bush first came in office, nigga, how good money was? Hey, who remember before 2000, before we went to Iraq, before goddamn when going into 99, 2000, nigga, that's when Cash Money was talking about bling bling, nigga. That's when bling bling came out. Nigga, you know everybody had money. Nigga, that's when Cash Money used to come in helicopters and everything. Nigga, everybody had money. Yeah, it was a quarter to get in the pool. Shit. Nigga, you get, man, please. That's when goddamn, nigga, that's when honey buns was still 25 cents. Now them bitches like $1.50. Nigga, everybody was balling. Shit. We went to fucking planes, hit the goddamn what's name. All them people died. Why? Another thing. Every time the red get in the house, I mean in the goddamn presidency, why all these people die? They got some kind of ritual or something going on. Like a whole bunch of people always die when a Republican get into office. for some reason. Because remember Reagan and Bush, and Nixon, Vietnam War. Don't forget about the Vietnam War. Don't forget about the Gulf War. Vietnam, Gulf, Desert Storm. Don't forget about those. So Bush came in. We had 9/11 happen. These folks lied to us right in our face. Because that 9/11 Commissioner report, who all seen that 9/11 Commissioner report? If you have never, one day when you ain't got nothing to do, you just need something to watch or something, you just got some time to pay, go pull up the 9/11 Commission report and see how blatant that shit is in our face, and they ain't do a damn thing. Trump was sitting there beating on the table talking about how he was going to get Hillary locked up. Why the fuck he ain't gonna see about Bush? And I said the same thing about Obama too. That's what let me know that these motherfuckers was in cahoots together when Obama didn't go after Bush. When they know this man committed war crimes. Oh, Gulf War was under Clinton? Okay, bet. So even Bush started a war, then Clinton came and started a war. At least when Clinton started the war, though, we ain't go broke behind it. But yeah, Clinton did the war, Bush did the war. A whole bunch of people didn't die behind in the Gulf War, though. The war that Bush started, though. We seen 9/11, right? And they told us Bin Laden did it. We go invade Afghanistan. Then immediately turn around and then go invade Iraq. We didn't even know why the fuck we was in Iraq. We still don't know why the fuck we went to Iraq. We still don't know. We got to find out who what that mean. Goddamn, I think Trump got to be one of these niggas' cousins too. Cause they say everybody that get elected president, they are part of the royal family. And I don't think that goddamn they just all of a sudden just let Trump in for some reason. You got to be part of the royal family. But you go look at that 9/11 Commissioner report. You see that this nigga that had the Bin Ladens at the goddamn White House and shit. We see that certain people didn't come to work that day. We watch Fox News do all that damn lying that they do. That's why they ass got sued for all that damn lying that they do. But I watch Fox News my damn self. And I didn't realize what I was seeing at the time until somebody had to point it out. I'm watching Fox News and the bitch telling me that 3 buildings done fell, and I see the building right behind them. Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember when Fox News was telling us that 3 buildings collapsed? They said the 3rd building collapsed because it was just close enough to the other 2 buildings. And we were dumb enough to believe that shit. How dumb we had to be to believe that another building would just fall just because 2 other buildings is funny. I mean, just because 2 other buildings fell. We literally believe that dumb ass shit. And the motherfuckers telling us the 3rd building fell and that bitch was right behind him and the bitch fell while he was on camera. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I said, how in the hell is a nigga telling us the building that already fell when it's behind you falling right now? That's when we knew. But guess what? The age of misinformation. We was just meeting the new age. We didn't even know it yet, y'all. We didn't even know that we was just entering the new age of misinformation in America. Cause that nigga Bush came right up with a straight fucking face and said, Iraq got weapons of mass destruction. These terrorists, they use all these keywords. They use all this fear. Yeah, it's called propaganda. You're definitely right. They use all that fear, propaganda. Same shit they doing right now. All that fear just to re-elect George Bush. And we did it like dummies. We need George Bush because we got to go to war. All these crazy let's go get them Arabs and let's go. And we started beating up all the Arabs over here and anybody that looked like Bin Laden, we wanted to beat them up. Hold on, I'm drinking some water real quick. We was mad at Muslims. Everybody wanted to do something to Muslims. Any nigga with a beard and a turban, we wanted to fuck them up. All that. All that. It was a fucked up time. Went into a war, went into another war. Recession came, and then our housing market crashed at the same damn time. That's when that's when I had to start paying attention. I was like, what the hell going on? I lost my job, nigga. I was out of work for damn near 3 years with a trade because no houses were being built. The people depend on borrowing money from the banks to build a house, but the banks were broke. The car industry was fucked up. Everything was about to go to shit. Everybody criticized Obama for bailing out the banks, for bailing out the car industry, the cash for clunkers. I remember the cash for clunkers. Y'all say Obama ain't do shit, nigga. Do you know what cash for clunkers did for a nigga like me? Because remember, I'm black. Y'all say he don't do nothing for black people. I'm black, though. I had a regular ass car. That bitch wouldn't do shit. When they signed that cash for clunker shit, you can pull up any regular piece of shit and get in a new car. They had to give you a car. And that's exactly what I did. I pulled that regular piece of shit up to the damn dealership, and they let me trade that bitch in and gave me a $2,000 goddamn what's the name on it. I drove away with a brand new ass fucking car with not a dime in my pocket, just that regular ass car. That was the policy. It helped. It helped. Oh, y'all forgot about the stimulus checks when Obama was president? Who got a stimulus check? I got one because I remember I was about to get put out. I had lost my damn job. I had been out of work for about 6-7 months. I mean, it's probably like the beginning of, struggling like a motherfucker. But I went in that mail and seen that goddamn $1,200 check. Boy, I was like, God damn. My nigga, Obama. Boy, Obama son of nigga a check. Y'all ain't get y'all stimulus check? The pandemic stimulus check. I mean, not the pandemic, but the recession stimulus check. I don't know how old y'all is, but if you filed taxes and you had a dependent or whatever, you got $600 per dependent and you got $600 for yourself. Yes, sir. That man came into office. It was 10% unemployment. He left out of office. It was little over 4%. That's a big ass dip. Economy was back moving, running smooth. Everybody was getting back to work, all that shit, doing their thing. Trump came in. Trump kept it going for a little while. Everything was good besides the antics that he had going on. Hell, things was decent, you know what I'm saying, the economy. I ain't saying that nothing went up or nothing like that. Not that I noticed. I just felt like it was the same. Nothing changed. Until the pandemic came and somebody had to make a crucial, grown-up, mature, wise decision. And that's not his strong suit. Oh, child support got you. It said on your tax return. No, it wasn't on the tax return. It just can't. No, I'm saying when you filed your taxes, if you claimed a child, this is how they knew to give you a stimulus check. The same way with Trump. When Trump gave everybody the $1,200, it happened the same way. Whatever you filed that year before, if you filed for 2 kids, they give you $600 per child or whatever. This was a stimulus check that just came out of the blue. No, I'm saying I'm cool with a stimulus check if there's something going on with the economy and it helps out the people. That's what I'm saying. At the time, I was cool with that stimulus check because we had the housing market had just crashed. So everybody was out of work, including me. And I had a trade. Well, I was just starting on my trade. I was still in like my apprentice phase because I think I was like on my second year, but yeah, I was about on my second year HVAC. So I was still in my apprentice phase. So I didn't have a lot of experience or whatever, but shit, nobody ain't want to hire shit. And then when I did get a job with an air conditioning company, that was a big air conditioning company. They usually kept like 100 employees. They made everybody go home at 12 o'clock. That's how bad it was. Even big companies, they had to cut back on all your hours and all that shit like that. I had to deliver pizzas. Trump gave stimulus checks for a pandemic, and then we had the PPP loan shit. I'm not saying that people shouldn't have got helped out on it. I'm saying we shouldn't have got in that situation. We should have took more precautions. We could have put together a plan to not have everybody locked in the damn house. And Trump gave a stimulus check. Even I got one. Yeah, everybody should have got one. Everybody should have got one. But see, people can't give you one if they don't know that you fucking exist. You gotta. Sometimes people, if they don't know you are working adult, because a lot of people didn't get stimulus checks from Trump if they wasn't working. I mean, if you was on unemployment or something like that, yeah, they still got your records. But I know people that didn't get a stimulus check. That's Trump. Yeah, Trump up here doing the show with me on Lace. He just staying quiet though, cause. Yeah, the lockdown was mandatory. But the thing about it, they were still playing politics because, see, if you stayed in Georgia and say you had to go to Florida every day, it affected your everyday life because I used to have to go to Jacksonville every day. At the time, I was crashing at my cousin's house in Brunswick. And every morning trying to go to work, I had to go through a checkpoint. And they was only looking for people from New York. Why? Because Trump had a problem with what's that dude up there name? That Governor Cormos or whatever his name was. Trump had a problem with him. So he had he had what his name, Ron Santos or whatever that motherfucker millionaire name that I mean the governor down here. It could have been Rick Scott at the time. But whoever the Republican governor down here, they were trying to do a favor for Trump and punish the Democrats in New York. So if you was from New York and you tried to come to Florida, they would make you pull over and goddamn take a COVID test. They didn't give a fuck if you were from nowhere else in the country though. You could have been from North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, fucking California. You could have been from New Jersey, as long as you wasn't from New York. That was a real thing. Crazy how they was playing politics with that shit. They was telling people in Florida, don't wear masks. They're telling people and kids they had kids going to school no masks because they were all listening to Trump. Santos wanted to kiss Trump ass so bad that whatever Trump said, he enforced it in Florida. And this is real shit. Ask anybody that used to come to Florida during the pandemic that they used to have to pull over and go through the checkpoint. And that's bullshit. You don't play politics with people everyday life. That's bullshit. But let me play this last little bit of what Mark Cuban about to say, so I can go outside. I need to run to the store real quick, but I'll just talk a little bit, ramble a little bit before I get up out of here. I ain't gonna stay out here too much longer. So let me play this last little part.
Or companies.
Is it not just tax cuts for the top one half of 1%?
Because you always have to ask, what changes behavior, and changing corporate taxes from 21, changing from 35 to 21. Okay, you can DNA. I asked a question on Twitter.
I'm gonna back up a little bit.
Had he ever invested in a startup or a company that didn't involve any of his relatives? And nobody could give me an answer, right? I didn't know the answer, and I didn't know what to expect, because there could have been 20 companies he helped somebody, friends of his son, friends of whoever. Nobody came up with a single company. And to me, that says volumes about who he is, because to me, it's rewarding when I go out and invest in startups, right? If I'm helping somebody else chase the American dream or reach the American dream, that's why I do Shark Tank, right? To help all these companies. It's a beautiful thing, right? That's what makes this country different than so many others. He doesn't think that way. And so he's not thinking in terms of smaller companies, startups, the Etsy companies, the eBay resellers, right? He could care less. And to me, that's a great failing. Well, Kamala on the flip side said, okay, we had 5 million or whatever business applications. We're going to 25 million, right? That's what drives the economy. 68% of jobs are from smaller companies.
Is it not just tax cuts for the top?
68% of jobs come from smaller companies. Now, I had this discussion with Kwame the other day, and he was beating on the drum for corporations and the trickle-down effect. If you do this, companies, people will lose their job. People like me will lose their job. Well, 28% of people work corporation. That's what that would leave, right? Or you still got a gap of business owners. So, yeah, that means more people work for small businesses than corporations.
One half of 1%?
Because you always have to ask, what changes behavior, and changing corporate taxes from 21, changing from 35 to 21. Okay, you can expect some behavior change. Changing from 21 to 15, but also putting constraints that it's only if you are not importing any products. That's ridiculous shit, right? Going from 21 to 28, that's not going to really change anybody's behavior.
Yeah. How cataclysmic is it that we have business leaders, Fortune 500 business CEOs, for example, none of whom have come out in favor of Donald Trump?
I know, it's insane.
For a Republican nominee for president, this is the purportedly pro-business party, for him to have no avowed support from any of these CEOs.
So I'll say this, and it's a little bit off path from what you're getting to. Parties really don't matter right now in this election, right? I think we saw Donald Trump just take over the Republican Party, right? Mitt Romney was the candidate before him. He's nothing like Mitt Romney. He just took it over and made it his. We're seeing the same thing with Kamala, right? This is not about Democratic ideas. This is about Kamala Harris's values and relating to the American people. The opportunity economy. That's what makes this so amazing. And I think that's why so many big business people have gravitated to support the VP, because they understand that Kamala, her values are what are going to make her different. Her values are what makes her stand apart from the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, for that matter. She wants to bring people together, and that's so different from what Donald Trump wants. And that's what companies need in order to be successful. When there's partisanship and division, it's hard to run a business. I gave a speech this morning, right, where I had a conversation, and one of the things I said is, don't talk about the election, because we have Republicans that work here, or I should say Trump supporters and Harris supporters. And she understands that, and the CEOs understand that in order to be optimally successful, you need an united country. Just not only from a sales perspective, but just the culture.
That's definitely the truth, man. It ain't no job. You can't really work even at work these days, man. Cause you talk about politics, man, shit just blow all up. I done seen people come damn near the blow about that shit.
Of your organization. You don't want to have to worry about saying the wrong thing because we are so partisan. You want to be able to manage your business, as a unified organization, and that's becoming more and more difficult.
Can you speak for a moment, and then I want to change topics here, but speak for a moment on what the volatility that Trump would bring, how that kind of manifests itself in the business world.
If he doesn't know what he's going to say next, how are businesses going to be able to anticipate or prepare for what comes next? It's critically important to have some sanity and some reliability in laws and in regulations. And I will say, I try to be as objective as possible, right? Where Donald Trump is so, when she talks about chaos, that's absolutely right. But, Kamala has some work to do in terms of like Gary Gensler at the SEC and maybe Lena Khan at the FTC. But the good news is I think she recognizes that, right? She recognized, and she has said this out loud, that she is for bright line regulations as opposed to regulation via litigation. And I create that contrast because we have no idea where Donald Trump is going. And Kamala Harris has recognized there are frailties and imperfections in the current government. And she's going to do the work to make it so that this is not only great for business, but for the people who work for those businesses and have their own lives they're trying to live.
So the flip side of these CEOs and businesses that we've been talking about is the Silicon Valley billionaires. And a lot of them are going more and more, not only toward Trump, but outspokenly toward Trump. So what's driving this move to the right? Is it just money? Is it?
Now, it's got this conversation is interesting, and I'm just going to tell y'all where y'all can go at to go listen to the rest of it, because, of course, I don't want to just sit here and play this man whole shit, which I could, and it's very informative. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you could learn a lot from a billionaire, just in general. I can respect that he didn't get up here and he didn't just slander. You know what I'm saying? He just talked about, in general, what it is. He had some things to speak on Elon Musk. He had some things to speak on Trump or whatever. And I really recommend y'all go check this out. This is Brian Tyler Cohen. Brian Tyler Cohen. Hold on, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. So if y'all want to go watch the full thing, it's nothing but it's like 44 minutes. It's a real good watch. So I mean, whether you agree or not, just check it out. If you want to check the whole thing out. You see, you can't take it as that knowledge power. Just because a person is objective or speaks against something, just because someone is objective, that doesn't make them hate you. You don't have to sit there and say it. If somebody's doing something that you don't agree with, or something that it may be harmful, or if you're supposed to be electing somebody, there's nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, this, and that. This is the logic behind why I don't support you for it." I don't mean they hate you. You know what I'm saying? This man just talking educated answer. Oh, you're talking about just the last little sentence that I just heard? Okay.
No.
Just tax rate, or is
No.
it something a little bit more insidious?
It's something, I don't know if it's insidious.
So the flip side of these CEOs and businesses that we've been talking about is the Silicon Valley billionaires. And a lot of them are going more and more, not only toward Trump, but outspokenly toward Trump. So what's driving this move to the right? Is it just money? Is it just tax rate, or is it something a little bit more insidious?
It's something, I don't know if it's insidious, but it probably is. First, let me say, there's a lot who are switching back. They just won't say it, because I'm having those conversations, right? Because I think Joe Biden's administrator made a mistake where he would not even talk to people in Silicon Valley, wouldn't even have a conversation. Kamala is the exact opposite, right? If it's not her, it's people in her campaign that are talking to these folks who felt like, if I can't talk to the administration at all, how can I make sure that we're aligned? Well, Kamala is having those conversations. And I can tell you, I've talked to multiple people who were on those lists of people who supported Trump, who ain't supporting Trump no more. But back to answer your question. I think they believe they can manipulate him. I think they understand that he's so transactional and so devoid of core values that anything that they want, they can manipulate him to get. Now, it's a corollary to the old adult in the room with Trump thing, but the bad news is we saw what happened to the adults who walked into the room. They all turned on him, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, Unity. I was saying presidents are not elected; they're selected. But is Donald Trump exempt from that? Because it's like people are acting like that he's not selected. Also, he's supposed to be some dude that oh, he's the only one in American history that didn't get selected. They didn't pick him to put him in front of us to divide the country. That's kind of hard to believe. Everybody else is elected. I mean, is selected, but he was elected. We got to do something about that.
And I think a lot of Silicon Valley has that arrogance. Look, most very successful entrepreneurs have that arrogance to a certain extent, right? And they believe that they can manipulate them. And I think that's what's happening.
And you can draw a straight line from Peter Thiel to JD Vance to Donald Trump. And is that does that fit into the kind of exactly what you're saying?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That is the influence that they're seeking. I mean, it's not like JD Vance. I mean, if he's funded by the Peter Thiels of the world and then get into the White House, it's not like Donald Trump has any long JD Vance. I mean, if he's to JD Vance to Donald Trump. And is that kind of,
I need everybody to go look up P.D. Thiel. Did he just say, hold on, I might need to go pull it up my damn self. Y'all might not go look. Hold on, let me see this name that he said again.
Very successful entrepreneurs have that arrogance to a certain extent, right? And they believe that they can manipulate them. And I think that's what's happening.
And you can draw a straight line from Peter Thiel to JD Vance to Donald Trump. And is that does that fit into the kind of exactly what you're saying?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That is the influence that they're seeking. I mean, it's not like JD Vance. I mean, if he's funded by the Peter Thiels of the world and then get into the White House, it's not like Donald Trump has any long held principles, deeply held principles.
And he's 78 years old, right? And so if he does get elected, and there's nothing that says he's not going to take a more accelerated path of cognitive decline. And so who's next in line? Right. And who is that vice president beholden to? Maybe not overtly, but come on, whether it's me or you or somebody invests in our business and gives us a start, you're going to have an obligation.
Y'all, Peter Thiel is the former co-founder of PayPal. Yeah, he's the former former CEO of PayPal. So I think he was the former CEO of. So in 2002, eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion. The transaction made Thiel a multi-millionaire, and he subsequently invested in a number of startups. Oh, so he helped start Facebook too, y'all. He helped start Facebook. So he started PayPal. He sold PayPal to eBay, and then he helped start up Facebook. From a hedge fund. So he's pretty much like Mark Zuckerberg. And he's it says Peter Thiel and Elon Musk have known each other for decades, all the way back to when they combined their respective online banking company, PayPal and X, in 2002. Since then, their relationship been plenty of ups and downs. Networks have grown by billions. And let's see. And he's one of his investments are Script. Y'all know the app Script. And him and he's involved with the SpaceX with Elon Musk. So yes, you got billionaires that are trying to influence the election, like always. Because you got Mark Cuban right here trying to influence.
To them at some level.
When you have this group of tech billionaires, the Elon Musks of the world, the Mark Zuckerbergs. I mean, you got your you started off your
All
career.
tech.
Nah, Tracy, he don't own the Mavericks no more. He sold the Mavericks. He's right now he's he has an online, I think it's an online prescription company, and they're guaranteeing you that if you go to their website and you got the name of your prescription, they can guarantee you the lowest price on prescription drugs. Just
So, in tech. Well, I guess the question is, how did you get out? Like, is this
I'm not out, right?
Like an escaping Amish?
It's not Hotel California, right?
But like these guys, I mean, you had Mark Zuckerberg, who I think was looking for any excuse to support Donald Trump, and when we had the
I don't know that if he's really supported Donald Trump, right? I know he came out and said, that when Donald Trump unfortunately was shot, it was tragic, and he showed leadership and all that, and that's fine. I think he was just trying to create balance so he could just get out completely.
Yeah,
that was my interpretation.
Elon, on the other hand,
on that is all in.
Yeah,
Elon's all in. I mean, that's why I like to fuck with Elon on Twitter, right? Yeah. Because excuse my French, but
it's all good. We're this is YouTube, baby.
Okay, so I think Elon, again, the same principle. Elon's one smart guy, right? And I know he believes, he hasn't told me, but I know he believes he's much smarter than Donald Trump. If you listen to the podcast they did together, right, you can tell there's times, particularly they talked about.
Yeah, that podcast they did together, like, really? Did y'all actually listening to when Elon Musk and Donald Trump was talking on that podcast? I meant to do a reaction to that. All this shit be happening so fast, and between work and shit, I don't be having to, a chance to really go across everything. But how many of y'all listened to the podcast that Elon Musk and Donald Trump did? Just put a one in the chat.
The environment and nuclear, right? Yeah. And DEI, that I could just see Elon rolling his eyes at that time, right?
I got to ask you this about Elon, because this is what kind of blows my mind. If you are the CEO of an EV company, and your audience, your consumer base is presumably people who buy EVs because they have some semblance of an understanding about climate change or whatever it is, like, how does that make sense from a business perspective to then get to completely red pill yourself, to go all in, to basically to not only abandon your core market, but then throw your weight behind a political party for whom climate change isn't even a real concern?
If you've been getting scam texts like these, it was me.
Power to manipulate the most powerful man in the world.
Now watch what he say, y'all, and tell me this shit don't make a little bit of sense. Just a little bit of sense.
To basically to not only abandon your core market, but then throw your weight behind a political party for whom climate change isn't even a real concern.
Because having the power to manipulate the most powerful man in the world is far more valuable than any amount of EV sales from Tesla. Just being able to be the puppet master.
Yeah. And he's already come out and said that he would work in Trump's administration.
Yeah, and that's fine, right? Being, trying to increase efficiency. I've had the same conversations with the Harris campaign about, okay, what can we do?
What do y'all think about Elon Musk in the Trump administration? Because Elon been going hard for Trump lately. I mean, that nigga been making whole YouTube channels and whole, like, what did he get out of working, like, literally in the administration? It ain't the money. They're working together though. Yeah, they of course they're gonna have different point of view, but it seems like they're they've been joining at the hip lately. They did the podcast together. Elon every day is pretty much he's damn near like I'm surprised Trump ain't picked the nigga for the vice president because he's acting like the vice president, like as much as he's campaigning for him. And like Mark just said, Mark Cuban just said, shit, ain't nothing wrong with it because I go and talk to Kamala. I give them advice. I mean, you should. I don't think there's nothing wrong with getting advice from a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Telling you what it is, whatever that might can change or whatever. Now, of course, these people will influence these political people, and that is a concern because ain't no regular person going to talk to the president and tell them what it is that might need to change that can help them out or can grease their pockets if possible. So we definitely see this on both sides. You got Elon Musk and the dude Peter, what his name, Peter Trail, or whatever his name is. These guys are trying to get to Mars. These motherfuckers trying to get to Mars. Leave our ass here.
Isn't even a real concern.
Because having the power to manipulate the most powerful man in the world is far more valuable than any amount of EV sales from Tesla. Just being able to be the puppet master.
Yeah. And he's already come out and said that he would work in Trump's administration.
Yeah, and that's fine, right? Being, trying to increase efficiency. I've had the same conversations with the Harris campaign about, okay, what can we do to increase efficiency, to make it easier for businesses, et cetera, right? So that's all fine and good. There's no knock on Elon for that. But, if you're the wealthiest person in the world and you have effective control, you're the puppet master of the president, the most powerful person in the world. Oh my God, that's about as intoxicating. That is the definition of power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, I would, if I had the same goal, I wouldn't care about my EV sales, right? I wouldn't care about my Starlink sales. And I know no one else is launching rockets like me. Look, I give Elon as an entrepreneur, he is the entrepreneur of our generation and maybe the entrepreneur for the next 5 generations. We don't know. But in terms of his quest for power, that's different from being an entrepreneur. And you talk about insidious, yes, right? You see it in Twitter, you see it in his comments, you see it in his lack of responsibility. I mean, when you look at Twitter specifically, right? And if you don't want to go into a technical tangent, just let me know.
No, keep going.
No.
Yeah, you're good.
That's kind of right, man. I mean, if you look at Twitter or X, man, bro, you could see a nigga get their head blown off on Twitter or X or whatever it is. You gotta say it's very desensitizing. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. We're gonna find out soon. But if you're a billionaire, what do you do with your money? Do you try to create platforms where you just you make a way to desensitize violence, or you could do something with your money to help people? It's up to you.
But the way Twitter's algorithms that he's published so far effectively work is whoever has the most reach allows you to reach the most people who in turn reach more people. It's like a tree, right? A tree algorithm. And he knows that whatever he says and does reaches the maximum amount of people. And the people that he responds to, that amplifies what they do. And so everybody on Twitter's got that For You page to the left, right, that they see first. And if you just go and create a random burner account to see what's fed to you, it's all leaning the way Elon wants you to.
Yeah. He is a new surrogate to the Trump campaign, but I think he's pretty quickly embraced a lot of the ideals of the Trump campaign anyway. I mean, just recently when Taylor Swift came out and endorsed Kamala Harris, Elon, apropos of nothing, came on the Twitter and wrote, "Fine, Taylor, you win. I will give you a child and guard your cats with my life." So I guess if Republicans are trying to beat the creepy allegations, the weird allegations, perhaps coming onto Twitter and volunteering to impregnate somebody.
Yeah, but you got You got to look for Elon. Okay, I'll defend him a little bit there, right? So yeah, it's kind of insane, right? Elon text one time. I'm not friends. I don't want to suggest we're friends, right?
Yeah.
We just texted back and forth a few times, and he had just had a child, and I said, "Congrats on your 90th child," and his response was, "Mars needs people." Right? So that's just Elon's sense of humor, right? I have no problem throwing Elon under the bus, but I'll save it for when it's truly deserved.
Okay.
Hey, that might seem like a little jokey joke, but that's some deep ass shit. He said, "Congratulations on your 90th child," and that nigga say Mars need people. Boy, that's some eerie shit. And he probably thought Elon was playing, but Elon probably was dead ass serious. Elon probably was dead ass serious. Listen to that shit again.
We just texted back and forth a few times, and he had just had a child, and I said, "Congrats on your 90th child," and his response was, "Mars needs people," right? So that's just Elon's sense of humor, right? I have no problem throwing Elon under the bus, but I'll save it for when it's truly deserved.
Okay. So switching gears here a little bit, I do want to talk about cost plus drugs. First of all, what is it, and how are you able to accomplish what you're doing?
So I got a cold email from a Dr. Alex Oshmayansky, right? He's a radiologist.
Now he's about to talk about what he's into now. He's no longer the Dallas Mavericks owner. He has he now is in a different industry. Like I said, I'll let y'all. I'm just telling y'all where y'all can find this at. I think I dropped the link of it in the chat. Brian Tyler Cohen. Man, if y'all want to go see the rest of this, go check it out. Like I said, there's still 20 more minutes of interesting things that they talk about. I'm not gonna drag y'all through it. I didn't fuck with y'all enough about y'all goddamn Trump. I don't want to piss y'all off too much fucking with y'all Trump, so I'll just goddamn kick shit in the chat with y'all. Right, ain't that some shit, bag of chips? Ain't that some shit? But that nigga said, "Nigga, Mars need people." You think that nigga just thought of that shit on the spot? He might be smart, but think about it, y'all. If you got the most money in the world or in the country or just ass amount of world money and the technology that we have now, if you had the technology, let me ask everybody this question. If you had the money and the technology, would you create would you go into gene splicing and maybe create a race of people for another world? If you had rockets and you can get to another planet, would you try to create a whole nother species coming from your DNA, putting on another planet, and pretty much you be the king, the everything, because everything now comes from your DNA. If you had it, would you do it? I ain't gonna lie, I might do. I might would. I probably would. If you had billions of dollars, right? You go to another planet and you can do something where you can create a population, or at least, you know what I'm saying, start a population. Would you do it? I believe everybody would if you had that opportunity. Now everybody ain't gonna get that opportunity, but I believe damn near everybody that had that opportunity, if you had that opportunity, you got that kind of money. So why don't we think? So I definitely think that this nigga doing that shit. That nigga wasn't playing about that. That nigga say Mars need people. Y'all think this man invested all that money into that SpaceX program not to try to go start him a civilization on another planet? He trying to leave our ass, y'all. They trying to fuck up this planet. That's why they don't give a fuck about fucking up this planet. They don't give a fuck about. They want this shit to go to shit. Well, everybody down here fighting, everything going crazy, start bombing shit. That's why I can't. Man, please. Niggas will start dropping bombs. Them niggas will fly around on the plane while all the bombs drop. Said never went to the moon. That's why it's bold-faced lie. They got a space station out there. I don't know if that bitch just floating in the air. I don't know where that motherfucker at. I don't think they can go to the moon. I think that the Russians got to the moon first. They bring their ass on the moon. They gonna fuck them up. I'm unsure about that. I don't know if they've been to the moon or not. I don't know. Sometimes I think it could be true. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know. So I'm still on the fence about if they ever been to the moon or outer space. I'm on the fence on that. And sometimes I look at that moon and there's just something ain't right about it. So, I'm halfway thinking that it might be artificial. That people do whatever to go against gravity. Oh man. But anyway, man, I think I just wanted to give y'all a little alternative content tonight. I'm glad y'all decided to come kick it with Earz to the streets, man. Y'all could have been anywhere on YouTube tonight. But y'all came to kick it with me just with these random topics. I know sometimes it probably blowing y'all, be talking about y'all favorite white man. But shit, it's all good, man. It's all love for me. I'm just trolling y'all a little bit. I don't think Trump is a horrible person. I just think he's a goddamn crook. But I'm not mad at crooks. I've been a crook before in my life. Yeah. I'm on a straight and narrow path now, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, I done hung with crooks before. I had crooks as friends or whatever. I ain't mad at him for being a crook. I just don't want to be a victim. Yeah. I just don't want to be the nigga victim. I don't give a damn about him being a crook. But salute, Carl Belts. Yeah, I ain't against him, man. I ain't against him, brother. Hold on, what the hell is that? A THC dispensary. 21 plus, no card needed. Open at 2 a.m. Where? Where? What THC dispensary? I don't see it. I see the sign. They ain't even legalized it yet, y'all. Somebody, they ain't say weed though. They say THC. It's hard for me to believe any damn thing. Say the moon ain't artificial. It change consistently, even within a few minutes or a day. Yeah, I definitely see that now. Because sometimes I'll be looking at the moon and it'll be, what it really be the clouds that'll get in front of it that'll make it look like it's changing shapes and stuff like that. But it possibly could be put there. I've looked at the moon and see how bright it shines, and it's something about the moon, y'all. Like, don't y'all don't look at the moon sometimes, and you get like stuck looking at it for a while, like you go into a daze or some shit. It's something about that moon, bro. That shit, it's something about it. It's like, I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing. We would really have to think that everything just had to be perfect in the world, where that fucking moon just get put perfectly where we need it to be at to help spin our world, and help light our world when it's dark. Imagine if that moon wasn't up there, how dark it'd be all the time. I guess we wouldn't miss it. You don't miss what you ain't never had. Right. We like, yeah, like a fly to the light source. That's just how I be. I be stuck at that motherfucker. Like, I go outside, I'm always drawn to the moon. Always, I'm drawn to the stars and the sky and all that shit when I go outside at nighttime. Can't help it. And y'all know they say most of the time when we have a full moon, that's when it'd be like the murder rate go up and shit like that.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate it.
You good? That's when the murder rate go up. Dude, that moon's bigger than the sun. You trying to be funny now? Well, I know what they say. If I had to guess, without having to without being told or educated on it at any point in time or whatever, and I didn't have the white man telling me that it wasn't, and I just had to look at it, I would say, yeah, the moon looked bigger than the sun from just the look. If I wasn't educated and I just had to go off of eye test, we didn't have no schools, we didn't have anybody tell us nothing. Because you can actually see the shape of the moon, you really can't see the shape of the sun. Only thing you could do is kind of get a little glance at the sun, and it's so off in the distance that it looks small. So, eye test. Say, when did Biz hit the league? I see him in the screen. Oh, so that look like Biz up there. Yeah, man. Me and Trump, man, kicking shit, man. Trump mad at me, so he Trump say he ain't gonna say shit. Now I could make him talk, but I have to go play with that shit a little bit. I'll play with it one day. I might when the election night come, I might do a show as Trump, cause I got a voiceover with his voice and all that shit. Where when everything I say, it turns my voice into his voice. So that'd be pretty funny. You know what I mean? Knowledge, you always with that fuck shit. I mean, like, nigga, when it's nighttime. I don't mean during the daytime, nigga. I mean when our planet is not looking at the sun and it's going around. Goddamn, you got to be extra specific with goddamn knowledge. He always trying to goddamn troll me with that fuck shit. Nah, it ain't nowhere close. The fucking sun, we could probably put the moon, the earth, and probably 10 more planets inside of the sun. According to science, anyway. I'm just saying, if I just had to look, like, from just look at it from ground level, it would look like it's bigger if you just had to look at it. Yeah, I know, because it's closer and everything, but I'm just saying, if we didn't know any better. Yeah, we don't even really know if the Earth even around. Shit. I mean, it's supposed to be, but shit, the Earth could be a globe, like one of those shaky globe shit. Yeah, I know you got to think from an outer space perspective, but I ain't never been out of space. That's the thing. So if we didn't get educated on space, we would just kind of be just kind of guessing. We would see the lights in the sky. I don't know what we would think that is. But I mean, it's people. If you go back in history, it's people that knew all these things though, without the internet, without his story. So something bigger than us that gave that information. Y'all, I waited till the last minute to try to find me something to eat. I'm out here trying to find something to eat. What you say? I'm just rambling at this point, though, man. Still just reading comments. What you said? What happens to rocks with water current? With round rocks. What happens to big rock? You're right. You're right. I'm just saying it could be a flat Earth, though. Yeah, we could be in the globe. Hey, anything's possible, man. Anything's possible. Yeah, you got a whole fucking rock stuck in the motherfucking space out there. Y'all telling me stranger things can't happen? We got a big ass glowing rock that's stuck in the sky that ain't that, what I'm saying, that's going around in the circle or around in the sphere. Anything possible. Yeah, I'm trolling, man. I'm just saying anything possible. That's what I'm saying. I don't mean literally we in a globe. I'm just saying it's possible. And if you ain't been outside of space, ain't there one of us in this chat that been outside of this world, outside of your dreams. Yeah, outside of your dreams and imagination. Ain't none of us actually physically left out of this planet. We all speculating or going off of what we was told by the white man. We don't trust them 1 minute, then next minute we listen to everything they say. I'm just saying. I'm just doing some alternative facts. There's some alternative facts, people. Y'all Trump supposed to know what those alternative facts are, right? So we do have references. You're right, because the roundness and spinning of a globe, stuff like that. There are references. You're right about that. But we've been wrong with references before, though. We've been wrong with references before. Hey, do Trump supporters know what alternative facts are? Ask knowledge what an alternative fact is. If you're a Trump supporter, you support alternative facts. Oh man. I'm just having a little fun at this point, though. Yeah, man. Yeah, like y'all don't know the alternative facts. Damn, man. I don't know why I went to make time for something to eat. I gotta get off my phone, y'all, so I can find me a little burger or something, man. I done got hungry as a motherfucker. I want this damn Burger King open. Hello.
Hi, how can I help you?
Oh, y'all open. Sweet.
For your drink?
And I'll take a sweet tea.
Sorry, what's the drink?
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea? No, we don't have tea anymore.
Yeah, I got tea no more. Give me that strawberry Sprite there.
Iced coffee, we have mocha.
I said strawberry Sprite, please.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah, that's it.
This is 13 things.
All right.
Second window.
Hey man, y'all heard me about to snap on this nigga talking about an ice mocha, iced tea. I mean, nigga. Did it sound like I said something about a fucking ice mocha or iced coffee or some shit? I could have sworn I was clear when I said the strawberry Sprite, ain't it? Oh, you talking about like Mother Nature? Yeah, man. It's so many things of Mother Nature, though, bro. It's like you can. I don't know how to explain it. Like this shit just unpredictable. Like nigga, God is got a crazy sense of humor, a crazy imagination. How he put this shit together? However this shit got put together, but whoever did that, they did that. He ain't seen me yet, Unity. This motherfucker said he tried. I want no iced coffee with a waffle. But man, let me get up out of here though, man. Y'all have a good one. So you gotta tell them extra ice sometimes they be stingy. I don't be wanting all that extra ice because then sometimes I don't drink my drink immediately and I don't want my shit watered down. Yeah, man, science is amazing. Science is my second favorite study. My first favorite study was always history. I'm kind of addicted to history. Even as a grown ass man, people be every time my homeboys and shit hang around me, they don't like a person don't want to drive with me on no long drive. Because I'm the type nigga, I be listening to history shit and all that shit while I'm driving. I don't be listening to music and shit. People be wanting, nigga, put the new money bag yo on, put some Lil Wayne on. And me, I be listening to fucking philosophies and shit. I be listening to lectures, history lectures, all kind of crazy shit. I ain't gonna say it's crazy, it's just shit that interests me because I like history or science. But motherfucker don't like to ride with me. You want to listen to music. I listen to lectures. I listen to scholars. You say like math and English. Man, I hate math. I hate math. I mean, I like counting money, but shit, I don't really like math like that. English, all right, but English covers a whole bunch of like reading, writing, and all that stuff like that. You know, I ain't got no problem with it. I need to learn another language. And the crazy thing about it, y'all, I could learn Spanish. I got a whole bunch of Spanish books at my house. I got Spanish goddamn DVDs and shit. Teach me Spanish. I got like a learning Spanish for a first grader. You know, I got like a board that got the cat, dog, and everything to tell you how to pronounce the words and everything. My brain don't want to learn it. All these Spanish people, all these people that speak Spanish that I work with, they probably do me a whole bunch of justice to learn Spanish. I've had people that I work with that try to give me a word a day and try to work with me and learn it. It just, those words just won't roll off my tongue the right way. Salute the bag of chips. I'm about to get out of here too. As soon as I'm about to get, oh yeah, my phone about to die. I got 8%. Oh yeah, Unity, definitely a distraction, bro. I got that little feel off of just being a dope boy, man. You see what people do for money. You see how people act like your friend and all that shit, man. Shh, I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't. Money truly is the root of evil. I ain't gonna say all evil, but it's definitely the root of evil. But anyway, y'all, man, y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all for pulling up on me, man, having these little weird conversations with me, having a little political talk. I hope nobody's been offended because I'm trolling y'all favorite president or whatever. Y'all control Biden, troll Kamala. Y'all leave Obama alone though. That's my favorite president. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna say it out loud and proud. Obama is our favorite president. He's cool. I don't like the little weird gay shit that he had going on, but that's his personal business. But I'm not homophobic, so whatever he did for the gay people, I ain't really mad at him about. Sometimes I do, question, some shit, but it is what it is. I only worry about the job that somebody did. I try not to worry about their personal. So I got in the Spanish. I don't know crap now. But hola, uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Yeah, me too. Oh. One that I ain't gonna turn on.
New text message from 40,554.
Thank you. Did I get my other card back from you? I got my card back from you, right? I got my other card back from you, right? I got the other card back from you, right? You say you gave me my card, but I don't see my shit. All right, y'all. Y'all get out of here. Good night. Thank y'all. Hit the like button. I appreciate anybody who hit the super chat, cash up, anything in advance. Salute to the homies. Everybody, all my moderators, everybody that just came to kick it with Earz to the streets. I only got about 7% on my phone, so I must go now. Y'all have a good night. I'm out.